Hey everybody, welcome to Phandom Night's podcast YouTube channel.
TikTok.
It's everything.
And this is our news channel where we talk about what's poppin' in pop culture. I'm Sherman.
I'm George. I'm actually Dustin.
And
Richard.
I almost said Dustin. I'm Chris.
Kind of a slow week, honestly. Like, not much happened. I think it's mainly because of the holidays.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But 2020 wrapped up.
Yeah.
Finally, I think we're all ready to be done with. I hate these memes.
I hate them as well.
It's 2020.
The Jumanji memes.
Oh no! I was gonna say the whole F 2020 and everything was horrible about 20. I get it.
No,
we went through some stuff, but like
honestly, I hate the ones where people are like, "Oh, welcome to level 12 of Jumanji." Like,
no, it's just 2020 Part 2.
Everything was anybody waiting for like Groundhog Day, where it's just like January 1st, 2020? What?
We all just collectively wake up. Oh my gosh!
It's a simulation. You know what was really weird? I saw this TikTok video of how they do the New Year's Eve ball drop and stuff.
Oh yeah,
it was recorded this year.
Really?
Because some girl in New York was like, "Weird, there's no fireworks going off." Goes and opens her curtains. Weird, I'm literally a block away and there's nothing going on.
I didn't actually watch the ball drop this year for the first time in a long time. We were just playing games down here and didn't. We're like, oh, it's the New Year's! Happy New Year's!
I was in like rural Minnesota, where I had zero cell phone service.
Yeah.
I was getting Fortnite dubs with my cousin Dominic.
I was.
Yeah, this is the first year I never watched the ball drop. Usually I'm kind of like flipping between channels as we're hanging out or doing something, but couldn't really hang out with anybody this year, so
yeah.
they hang out with mom and stuff.
This is gonna be a little bit too much information, maybe, but like at exactly midnight, I was pooping.
Right on, really.
Good way to ring in the new year
with the release of the old.
The ball wasn't the only thing that dropped.
Began probably in 2020 and ended in 2021.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
So, I mean,
speaking of 2020,
let's get a recap here.
Wrap up 2020 with the only actual news I have of 2020 is the box office numbers from 2020. Can you guys guess what the percentage drop in the box office sales was?
Oh, I don't even know what a usual standard would be at, though.
40% drop.
Nope.
Bigger?
Higher.
I'll say 75.
Higher.
90?
No.
87.
80%.
Dang it.
80% drop in box office sales.
Well, I mean, 90% of them are closed.
Right. Yeah, and they were open for a couple months, and they were open for a couple months in between, but yeah, it's an 80% drop.
Since the lockdown in March, did you guys go to a theater at all?
No, I haven't been to a theater since last year. Well, 2 years ago now.
I was about to say, don't be that guy.
I think the last time I went to the theater was Endgame. No, I must have gone after
Rise of Skywalker.
I was like, yeah, we all went there together.
I was like, what came out after Endgame? No, Rise of Skywalker was the last theater experience. Mm-hmm. And after that movie, I swore off the... I'm just kidding. So, the U.S. had a $2.3 billion domestic box office. That's it.
Wow.
$2.3 billion. I don't know.
Well, I mean, 80%, so I mean, that's only 20% of their normal stuff.
Yeah.
So you're looking at
2.3 times
10
5.
million? 10 million?
Yeah.
10, 11 million?
So, the crazy thing is China's box office was 2.7 billion last year. So, they beat us for the first time, I think, ever.
Wow. That's sad.
So that's kind of crazy.
And they brought us the virus.
Yeah, but they also don't, I'm assuming, report their numbers, and they're just like, all right, go do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Probably.
So I just have quite a bit of minor news stories, but it's going to be good for a discussion. But Sherman, you had quite a little bit of a bomb. What's going on in your world?
So...
He's like,
let me spin
so the second
How did I not hear about this?
Right? Yeah. Second I read the title for this, I saved it. I didn't read it until I was like
pooping.
No, I was ready to sit down.
On New Year's Eve.
No, I didn't have any service, remember? I couldn't even read it.
Well, you screenshotted it.
No, I bookmarked the article because I was like so Damian Wayne, who's actually not dead. He is officially announced as the last Robin.
That just seems like a marketing ploy. Like Superman dies.
No, so he's not. It's announced that he's the last Robin, not the last sidekick. Mm-hmm. So I think the mantle of Robin won't be passed down anymore. Because what happens is Damian actually like helps Bruce get out of like this huge debacle, and without spoiling too much of like the comic, and because like he had left for a while, and like when he comes back he helps Bruce for a second, because Hush comes back, kidnaps a bunch of people, and like so Damian helps Bruce, and towards the end of it Bruce literally tries to hand him the Robin badge back to him, and Damian looks at him and he says, or Bruce is like, here, this is yours, and Damian literally looks at him and he's like, no, it's yours, and leaves.
To Batman?
Yeah. Because, like, and think about it this way, like, I think it's a great way for DC to wrap up Robin, because, like, the first Robin is Dick Grayson, right? Mm-hmm. Who is Batman's adopted son. So, having Damian, who's the biological son of Bruce Wayne, as the last Robin.
That makes sense, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like a really...
Instead of having all these surrogate sons, he finally has a son, and then that son doesn't want to be Robin anymore, so, alright, I did it. I had a son who was Robin.
And not only that, but, like, he was, prior to being Robin, like, he was raised to be the next Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
Like, he was, like, you know, kind of molded to be like, alright, here's how the League of Assassins works. Mm-hmm. Like, you need to, like, learn how to, like, be fine with killing people.
Yeah.
And, like, he just doesn't agree with Batman's, you know, method of crime fighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Interesting. We'll see where this goes. I feel like comics, nothing ever really ends, but we'll see. It is.
Well, like I said,
it would make a good ending, but yeah. I just feel like in 5 years or something, DC's going to be like, we're losing sales, we got to get the whole team back together, Batman and Robin.
Well, no, because, like, it opens it up, because, like I said, it's not the last sidekick. Mm-hmm. Like, the Bat family still exists.
What would you think the next sidekick would be? What would you think
God, I don't even know what I would put as, like,
Batman and... Stalactite.
Batman and Sparrow.
Batman
and the Eagle.
He, like, obviously he's gonna fly solo for a while, but like,
Batman and the Hawk.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm curious to see where that goes. I haven't read any of the new stuff because I got DC Unlimited, so it takes about a year or whatever to get the stuff on there. But sounds like a good future read. Alright, so let's get to some of these minor stories here. One of them, Marvel is to replace Black Panther in the MCU with female huntresses. So the theory or the rumor right now is that the next Black Panther movie, it's been confirmed that the Black Panther mantle is not going to be passed. That's, well, I don't know about how 100% confirmed that is because everything's so speculative right now. But it's been said that the mantle, like you said, of Robin, the mantle of Black Panther is not going to be passed to another person.
Oh.
It's going to be something else. But it's still going to be a Black Panther movie. So the rumor right now is that the Black Panther is going to be formed of a team of huntresses. And there's a whole bunch of different versions of these huntresses. There's like a basic one that looks kind of like Black Panther with fur. There's one that looks like Black Panther with purple robes. That's the Honored Battle one. And then there's a Radiant Jaguar one. And there's a...
So it's the Kyoshi Warriors almost.
It's kind of the Kyoshi Warriors of Black Panther.
And that's the concept art? Or
that's
what?
The concept art for it, yeah. So there's quite a few different costume styles. And it's just going to be a band of League of Assassins warriors or Kyoshi warrior wearing Black Panther armor. Yeah. So it's not going to be one Black Panther, and they're all going to be like super powered by that flower or whatever that he ingests. So
that almost takes away from
the specialness of the Black Panther. I know, it's like, oh, why don't we just make a whole nation of Black Panthers?
Honestly, I know it sucks that he died and you don't want to pass the mantle, but honestly, the best person to pass the mantle to is Zuri.
Or
I mean, it's even if it's hard to accept that, like that's just
Well, she's just conservative, so everyone's like trying to back away from her as far as possible. But the fans do seem to want that. So, and you know, Disney likes to bow to their fans. So this is just the concept right now. There's concept art out for it. There's all this stuff, but it's not filming yet or anything like that. So it could change, but that's what they're aiming for.
Some theories out there.
Yeah. So kind of interesting. What do you guys think? Do you want to see a team or a group or a league of Black Panthers?
I don't personally, no.
I don't
just
either.
For the reasons we talked about just now. Because it takes away from Chadwick's performance and
not
only Black that, Panther. But like you said, Huntress is right.
Yeah.
So like,
there's like 5 or 6 different.
Will there be any men in this movie? Because if they're trying to push this all female stuff. Again, I mean, I'm all for equality, but once you're pushing for we're better, that's where it's just I don't get it.
I don't think it's them trying to push for they're better. It's like
it's not,
because that's what a lot of like fans had a problem with with Endgame when they did that whole scene. It's just like, all right, like that kind of felt forced, but
it did. Right. It was definitely forced, but whatever. Okay.
But like that's kind of what like this feels like, where it's just like, all right, well, I mean.
Yeah.
Yes and no, I guess, because like, the Royal Guard for Wakanda, all females.
Right. That's what I think it's gonna be them, the Royal Guard. Just there's no more Black Panther. He died. We're
so that actually that does make sense. But
it does make sense. It just
if they go that route, I'll totally be fine with it. If it's them,
if it's then forced. How do you? I mean, comparing royalty, like a family of royalty, to just people that guard them, like why did they have?
Because I mean, like his guards were like elite.
Logically, it makes sense. I mean, you don't want your king to be you don't want your king to be out there fighting bad guys because the king dies sometimes while he's fighting bad guys. You need to have the guard fight him so the lineage can stay secure. I mean, it makes sense. I mean,
that logic doesn't hold true though because like in Wakanda. Every king,
King Arthur.
You know what I mean. Young kings in history did do that, but then they always came to a point in their life where they're like, "Whoa, I can't be out here battling and fighting people because I need to."
70.
Not only that, but like at that point, like they also have like families.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I think once they're like single and like prime of their physical conditions, they're like, "Let's fight and kill as many people as we can." But as soon as they're like crippled and old, they're like, nope, you guys go, I'm good.
Yeah,
because like that's exactly what happens with Black Panther. Because like once I can't even think of T'Challa's dad's name for some reason. T'Chaka, yeah. When he gets older, T'Challa like is already wearing the Black Panther outfit.
Yeah,
like
yeah. Good point. His son's out there making a name for himself. Okay, so that's all I had on that. I just wanted to talk about it because it's kind of interesting.
I'm totally fine if they do the guard.
I just hope that it, again, doesn't feel forced. Like
exactly.
Said. There's definitely ways you can
if they're pushing an agenda.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I meant to say. I don't want
to. Speaking of Marvel Studios Legends is a show that's going to be dropping on Disney Plus right before WandaVision. It's coming out on January 8th on Disney Plus
this weekend.
Right. So it's going to be a show that just kind of highlights different characters in the MCU and talks about their backstory.
I watched, I think, the interview for this one because, like...
It looks interesting. It's basically just going to be a recap of, wait, who the heck is Scarlet Witch again?
The reason for it is because, like...
Vision a thing? And it's...
Somebody brought up, like, well, do I have to watch all, like, 25 movies for, like...
Right.
Or, like, 25 things for... Just to get up to this point?
Yeah, but...
Do I need to watch all of Agent Carter?
Yes. Right.
Or like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Just to understand what's going to happen in like Winter Soldier and like Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. What?
It was gross.
An ad popped up.
Oh, I've seen that ad. So gross. Like teeth growing out of a finger.
Anyways. So yeah, it's a surprise thing. It's again like a recap thing. I'm sure there's not really much production into
I feel like it's going to be more stuff. Editing than anything.
Yeah, and probably a little interview or something with some people, but it's going to be
like a narrative.
Definitely a good recap for WandaVision, so I'm excited for that. Which it wasn't announced or anything until recently.
I'd still watch it just to see if they add any like extras.
I'm totally going to watch it, especially leading up to WandaVision coming out.
Right.
Speaking of comic books, I don't know. Chris Pine is rumored to be in The Flash.
The TV show or movie?
The movie that's coming out.
The comic.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of people and a lot of things that are rumored to be in this Flash movie that's going to be coming out. It's going to be the Flashpoint Paradox movie. That's what they're thinking it's going to be. So Chris Pine is supposedly in this movie, which is going to make an appearance from Wonder Woman 84, which is kind of interesting. We'll get to that discussion, but would you want to see Steve Trevor in a future movie? I suppose he'd be in a different universe.
It is. So, because, I mean, like,
yeah.
Flashpoint, like, do you know what happens in Flashpoint?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, like, it's Steve Trevor in a different universe, like a different timeline.
Yeah. I like him as Steve Trevor, so I didn't like how he came back in Wonder Woman 84, but...
I wouldn't mind... See, I was always kind of curious why they want to do Flashpoint before a full Flash movie.
Well, this is a full Flash movie, but they're wanting to do this to kind of reset the universe, I feel like.
Okay, you've read Flashpoint. It's like Justice League 2.0.
Yeah.
Or like Justice League Origin sideline.
Yeah.
What I would be curious if they are going to use Flashpoint as like a storyline to kind of reboot some of the DCU.
Oh yeah, that's for sure what they're going to do. I feel like everyone right now is like multiverse. Let's do it because everyone understands it now.
Well, not just that, but it's like, all right, well, nobody's really like the Suicide Squad movies or like the constant like 15 different Batmans.
Yeah, remember like 10, 15 years ago when we had to explain to people, or maybe not 10 years. There's a Spider-Man in that universe, and that Spider-Man, there's Thor in this movie, but there's Spider-Man in this movie, and then there's Batman in this. They're not the same. You had to like tell it to people and like explain to people that they're not the same.
It was a lot of because of Spider-Man actually, because there's like, well, what about Tobey Maguire Spider-Man or like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man?
And now I feel like
there's Tom Holland.
I feel like the general public and people are like, oh yeah, so this is the MCU main story. So there's the Marvel movies, and then there's the DC movies, but now with like Spider-Verse and things like that, they're like, wait a second. I feel like it's becoming more of a thing in the culture to understand the concept of multiple universes in things, not just comic. Because in comic books, it's always been like that.
I think the CIA is secretly trying to tell all of the world that time travel is real.
Well,
and
if you want to get into like conspiracy theories, I don't know if this is a conspiracy, but I really think that it's kind of desensitizing us to the theory that crazy things like multiverse travel and things like that, or like the snap happening in Infinity War.
They're desensitizing us so that when it happens, nobody's like, "Oh, what happened?"
Right? Oh, yeah, it's like that thing that happened in Endgame. Not really. Like that sounds crazy. Like I'm wearing a yellow hat, but like something crazy is going to happen in the future, and they're going to be like, "Oh, it's kind of like the multiverse thing and whatever from 20 years ago," or it's like the snap 50 years ago and that Avengers Endgame thing, or I don't know. That's I don't think there's like a malicious single person or something. Yeah. Anyways,
you think people make the connection that the Rapture will be like the snap?
I told my wife that after I saw Infinity War, I'm like, this movie, it changed the world. Like, it changed not only like how movies are made, but like the mentality of people in the world, because it's such a big movie that all these people just got erased from existence. And like, something's gonna happen in the future, and I don't know. It's not to get spiritual or political or anything like that, but I feel like Infinity War changed the world in a small way.
But like, I mean, similar to that though, like you are exactly that. Do you think people are going to be desensitized to it?
I think so.
Like they're not going to realize what happened, or they're just not.
They're not obviously going to say like, oh, some comic book character got rid of people or something. Not even the Rapture, but something. I feel like, because I'm a Christian, and I feel like something spiritual is going to happen in the future, and people are going to look back on. I mean, we always reference movies or things like that.
Yeah.
For to understand life in general, they're going to look back on things like Infinity War and say like, oh, it's kind of like that, or it's kind of like this, because it was such a big cultural thing. In
that instance, my one hope for that moment is nobody looks back at the Nicolas Cage Left Behind movie.
Right. The Rapture's a whole different thing. I don't know if
the Nicolas Cage one was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, is there a different one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Kirk Cameron.
Oh.
Anyway, so speaking of, I don't know what.
Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, he was actually starring in something recently.
Kevin Smith was actually trying to like bring back the concept of like the Man of Steel.
Yeah, no, I watched Ford and Avatar, watched the Avatar, and there's a character in one of the future episodes that reminds me of Nicolas Cage. That's what I was thinking of. Anyways, my next news story, Wonder Woman 1984. Dustin, you said you haven't seen it yet?
No, I probably won't ever watch it.
Thoughts?
It was alright. No. It wasn't like
Well, the news story is Wonder Woman 1984 has received the worst rated IMDb DCEU movie.
Worse than like Suicide Squad?
Yeah. It's the worst rated DCEU movie on IMDb right now.
Wow.
So, think what you want about it, but the general public has spoken. That's the news story.
Like, I think...
Don't go into spoilers, obviously. But...
No, like, it just seemed like there was...
Yeah. With over 78,000 votes, Wonder Woman 1984 comes in at 5.6 stars, which is even lower than Birds of Prey. Which, yeah, I don't know.
I thought Birds of Prey was better than, like...
I think Birds of Prey is one of the lower ones for some reason, but I don't know. Yeah.
Huh. I didn't think it was that bad at a 5.6. I thought it was better than that, but like...
Based off all the other DCU movies, I would honestly say it's probably the worst one.
Really?
I've seen.
I liked it better than Suicide Squad, honestly.
Did you?
Yeah.
Suicide Squad at least had like a team full of characters, and they were trying with the... I don't know.
So my issue with Wonder Woman 1984 was that like there were a few plot holes, and like
big ones. It felt like.
Oh my god! Right?
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And just the writing on it wasn't good, and that's kind of the general consensus everywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying that. So.
Yeah. I needed to see this.
What?
It was just from the wildest news of the year, or whatever. The Nicolas Cage is going to play Joe Exotic.
I saw that. Yeah, I did see that, and like
that's the news story.
What
are they doing with that? Are they making like?
It just says that Nicolas Cage will play the controversial star of the Netflix documentary Tiger King in an 8-part drama.
So they take a documentary series
and then make a movie,
and then make a drama series about it.
What was that quote from that show? I'm not gay or anything, but 5 tigers is 5 tigers.
I will never financially recover from this.
All right.
Never watched that.
Speaking of Wonder Woman,
I couldn't make it through half an episode.
More Wonder Woman news. Wonder Woman 3 is greenlit with Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot. Mm-hmm. So there's a Wonder Woman 3 that is greenlit.
It'll be after 2020.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, it's just crazy to me. On one hand, Wonder Woman 84 has been the most streamed movie, I think, ever. In its opening weekend.
Still.
But it's been rated so bad. It's just crazy that they're already like, oh, this horrible movie? Yep, let's make number 3.
I mean, there's no way they can't pull it off where they make a third one.
How many subscribers came onto HBO Max because of this movie?
Oh.
And they probably were like, all these subscribers just added because of this movie? Well, do another one. Which, I mean, I'm guilty of that because I did that, so. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's all the Wonder Woman news I got. 2 minor things. Well, minor, I guess, to us, but major to some people. Dawn Wells, who was Mary Ann on Gilligan's Island, died at age 82 this last week.
Huh.
It says from COVID-19 complications, but I mean,
everyone that's died this year has died from COVID.
Yeah. But still, she had it, and she was 82. It sucks.
Sad.
Yeah. And then we'll end with a little bit of a lighter note.
Please.
It was our favorite Nerf herder's birthday this past week.
Pronounce it right.
You pronounce it, Dustin.
Nope.
Let me see this.
I want to see if you can. It's Boba Fett.
Boba
Fett. It's Boba Fett's actor. I want to see if Chris can get their name right.
I literally am having a brain fart right now.
Yeah, please.
Take off an merit from my fan star. I'm so embarrassed. What's his name?
Oh, the name's not even there?
No.
Oh, you don't even know his name.
Oh my gosh, I feel so bad.
Oh, I thought the name was there. I thought he couldn't pronounce it.
So, all right, Dustin.
I'm put on the spot right now. I'm like, what?
Tamir Morrison.
I'm sorry. Good Lord. Anyways. No.
That's for it's a little revenge for all the car rides.
Oh.
He used to do that every time I'd get into his car. He would just whap. Man, it was so it hurt. That was like level 2 of what you used to do.
Anyways, man, no, this is a bad episode.
This episode.
Oh gosh.
I mean, so with all that being said, like 2020 was like it was a rough year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot to look forward to already coming up here in the next few months.
Everything from 2020 is now coming out finally.
2021, like already we've got like WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. Marvel's going to be doing a bunch of releases.
Yep.
Dustin, you got one you're looking forward to?
All Star Wars stuff. We'll get to that.
I think we're at that point.
Oh, yeah, no,
yes.
we need something to lighten the mood.
All right.
Yes.
So for all my Star Wars nerds out there, be ready. Be ready for change. Good change. We have the High Republic era starting in just a mere 2 days. Oh, can we believe it? No, we can't. So we have
1 day after this is released, but yes.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Haha, tomorrow. So Charles Soule, his first novel, Light of the Jedi, will be coming out. That'll be the first novel and first story of the new High Republic era.
Okay.
Pretty excited. But also on the same day, The Test of Courage, written by Justina Ireland, will be coming out.
Now, these will be canon, right?
Yes.
No.
Well, because I know,
Yes.
because they're not legends, right?
No, there are canon. It's 200 years before Phantom Menace.
Okay.
Canon.
Mm-hmm.
So, then, on January 6th, the day after, we have Star Wars issue number 10 of the comic series that happens between Empire and Return of the Jedi. Wow. Then, we have the same day, we have our first...
January Batman.
We
There's
have
a lot
our
of stuff coming up in
first
January.
High Republic comic coming out on January 6th, so I'll be reading that for sure. Then the week following, we have Darth Vader, issue number 9 coming out. So also, I'm reading all these comics right now, so it's just awesome that they're coming out. Dr. Aphra, January 20th. It's been about 2 months since we've seen a comic from her, so that'll be nice. Bounty Hunters, January 27th. Man, one just came out like 2 weeks ago, but man, it's still just a long distance in between. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So the new issue, number 9 of Bounty Hunters, coming January 27th. And then our second novel, because the second one, Justina Ireland's, is technically a young adult novel.
Oh, okay.
So then this
second actual novel.
Right, like an actual adult novel,
yeah.
is going to be by Claudia Gray, and it's called Into the Dark.
Ooh.
And that
Claudia
one
Gray.
I'm most excited for, because I just love Claudia Gray's stuff.
And based on that picture, it looks like a young Anakin.
It's 200 years before you was even a thought.
Oh.
So then after the Into the Dark coming out on February 2nd by Claudia Gray, we have Star Wars Adventures of the High Republic. So Star Wars does like Star Wars in their main series, and they have like the Star Wars Adventures, which is canon.
Okay.
But it's kind of a more drawn towards kids kind of side. But there is some really cool canon knowledge that's only revealed sometimes in there. So they're cool to watch, and it's new High Republic, so I'll be buying it. Some more novels that are coming out in the future here this year is Victory's Price. It's the third and final edition of the Alphabet Squadron novels that are coming out. So this will be nice little wrap up.
Ooh.
This is probably the most exciting novel because I just read the latest one. Thrawn Ascendancy, the second book of the trilogy called Greater Good, coming out on May the 4th.
Heyo.
Heyo. We have to have a good episode for that day.
Yeah.
May 4th? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Just...
Then this one I'm actually kind of excited for. It's called Star Wars: The Guardians of the Whills.
Ooh.
And it's called The Manga. So it's going to be a manga.
Oh, okay.
So I just know that George Lucas got a lot of the ideas for the Force and stuff from the Guardians of the Whills and the Whills and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Whills were originally the original creators of the Force and stuff like that. There's I don't know if this is true, but if you guys seen the Clone Wars Season 6 when Yoda sees these like alien figures.
Yes.
Don't quote me on this. I should know this, but I think those are what the Wills are supposed to be. Mm-hmm. But I don't think they're called the Wills in Clone Wars.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I don't know. Finally, after a long waited, it was supposed to come out like December of last year or maybe January of this month. But it's the Skywalker Saga, Lego Star Wars, the entire complete trilogy or saga. I was excited for it. Yeah. Then later this year we have the Bad Batch coming. It's the animation show based off of the Bad Batch from the Clone Wars Season 7. Mm-hmm. They're getting their own show. It's going to be like a post Order 66 kind of show. And then there's just a couple other things we've went over and other new stuff like Star Wars Visions and one more last one. So then on July 6th, we have a couple new novels. One's called The Rising Storm. That's by Cavan Scott. And then we have another untitled one that I guess we don't know nothing about yet. And then another untitled one, so we don't know. And a third untitled one.
Good Lord.
So good. We have a lot of High Republic stuff coming, so it's good.
Holiday season.
And then the holiday season coming out, good point, is The Mandalorian, an original novel. Coming out November 2nd.
Original novel?
Correct. Yes.
That'll be good.
Yes, it will.
I didn't know there was a novel coming out for that.
And then obviously, if you guys have been watching The Mandalorian, you guys know that the Book of Boba Fett is coming December of this year. Mm-hmm. I can now say this year. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, right?
This year it's going out.
This year, not next year.
This is going to be a huge Star Wars year.
There's going to be a lot
people
of stuff
don't realize it.
this year.
Yes.
I mean, and even if stuff stays locked down, I think things are going to be forced to be released.
Oh,
There's just no way that you're going to hold off much longer.
Oh, Hollywood will go under soon.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, that's all I got for Star Wars upcoming.
Yeah, I think that's all I got too. So.
I mean, yeah. Besides, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, take us out.
Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Definitely tell us if there's anything you guys want us to do, not do.
Yeah. Any of your we like constructive criticism.
Yeah, constructive criticism is a good way to put it. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok coming soon, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Cast. 3 unnamed ones because Dustin couldn't remember, and maybe Tinder. Why not? And that's what's popping in pop culture.